Next up will be Albert with Tiger Shark versus David and Ethan driving the Minions. Albert is in the red corner here with Tiger Shark. Wait a minute. I thought Tiger Shark was black. I must have misremembered. It looks like Tiger Shark's actually yellow. I'm sure it'll be another color next time we see it. And it is going up against the Minions being driven by David and Ethan. For the lack of a better name, I'm going to call them the wedge and the finger, because that's kind of what they look like. We've got the big wide wedge one there being driven by Ethan, I do believe. And David has the one that has the two wedge pontoon things with a lifter in the middle. So the idea with the multi-bots that they have there, they're each a half a pound. So altogether they're 1 pound for a weight class. And in order to win, Tiger Shark's going to have to knock out both of them, because they have to knock out over 50% of the weight, and they're each a half a pound. So Tiger Shark has a big horizontal spinning blade on the front there, and gigantic foam wheels, which last time held up very well against the beating that they took, because they definitely got chopped up a bunch. Tiger Shark is a very fast-driving robot. Albert likes to make all of his robots very fast. Seems like he might be having a little bit of issues actually controlling said robot. I was just trying to make sure all the electronics are working properly here, or as best as they can. Having a little bit of trouble getting the weapon spin up in the first place. Do you want to forfeit, or do you want to go anyway? Yeah.
Is this considered a forfeit then?
I mean, you can either choose to end it now, or you can continue it. All right, so Albert is ready. David and Ethan are ready. 3, 2, 1, fight! All right. Tiger Shark's weapon having issues right off the bat, unfortunately, so he's going to try and get it spun up here. It looks like he might be able to. Maybe. Having trouble with it anyway. Something's going wrong with it. In the meantime, David's finger is getting underneath Tiger Shark there, lifting him up in the corner, and pinning him well into the corner there. For the purposes of scoring, you're allowed to hold your opponent in the corner or pinned in any way for no more than 10 seconds, but we will often do so as a way to show aggression and control towards the final scoring. Obviously, it doesn't help you beat up your opponent necessarily, but it can be important from a technical perspective. Tiger Shark's weapon, unfortunately, something's very wrong with it. It does spin, but very slowly, so something's gone wrong. In the meantime, it is a very large robot, and it can push. It is twice the size of each of those other ones, so he may be able to push his opponents out. In the meantime, that's all they're going to be able to do against him, because it's very unlikely that they'll be able to destroy or otherwise get him stuck in a compromising position with the design of that robot. So they're going to have to try and push him out, and so they will try. Tiger Shark actually, look at that. He took the finger off of the finger. So now we have wedge 1 and wedge 2. Oh, and the weapon is working. There we go. That's what it's supposed to do. Nice bright spark coming off of the weapon there as Tiger Shark gets flipped upside down. Usually he'd use the weapon to try and right himself here. It's going to be a little bit tricky, especially with the two robots continually going against him. And both wedge 1 and wedge 2. Wedge 2 is the one with 2 wedges, right? Yeah. We'll call them that. Wedge 1 and wedge 2 getting on both sides. Here's how a multi-bot works. So they can go on both sides of him at the same time, completely pin him into the corner, just keep him absolutely flustered. Thankfully, Albert's pretty used to this. He's been a combatant for a long time, so he's not going to buckle under the pressure here, but he is going to have to look very carefully and find the right opportunity to get out. Looks like wedge 2 there, because it's got the 2 wedges, it's actually good at getting around the wheel. So you can actually push on both sides of the wheel and direct Tiger Shark towards the edge, but right now it's just a big spinning mess. And neither robot's wanting to engage with that. Just under a minute left. Tiger Shark stuck on top of wedge 2 as wedge 1 sits back and waits for the right moment. David with wedge 2 here getting Tiger Shark right towards the edge. They're both trying to combine their efforts to narrowly push him into the blue side. Oh, geez, and that weapon just managed to catch it. And there he goes, puts them over the side, and the win goes to David and Ethan with the Minions. Well done, good driving. As we talked about in the last round, that bit of driving you saw there is really tricksy. What he's trying to do, both of them were trying to direct Tiger Shark towards that push-out. They don't want to hit him directly, because in doing so, they may push themselves to the outside the arena. Instead, they just want to narrow his opportunities so that as he's bouncing around, he's more likely to make his way over towards there and basically be boxed into a position that he can't get out of.